Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third session of Mindfulness. Today, we'll go over the tactics of the Tottenham's new appointed manager, Ange Postecoglou. Let's take a look at Postecoglou's managerial career. He started at South Melbourne in 1998, and from 2000 to 2007, he started in the Australian youth team. In 2010, he came back to the Australian League with the Brisbane Roar, and he won the title in 2010 and 2011 season. From there, he went back to the Australian national team for 4 years until 2017, and in 2018, he was hired by the Yokohama Marinos, where he won the title in 2019. 2 years ago, he became the Celtic manager, and he won 2 league championships, and last year he completed a treble. Let's look at some statistics for Postecoglou's last Celtic team. When we look at expected goal differential, which is expected goals minus expected goals allowed, Celtic was really dominant in this metric. They were good at creating goal-scoring opportunities, but also preventing them. If we look at team style and possession, Postecoglou's Celtic team played a more deliberate, intricate style, as you can see by passes per attacking sequence versus direct speed, which measures how quickly the team progressed the ball in meters per second. Looking at defensive prowess, Celtic was number 1 in high turnovers, which is defined by turnovers that are 40 meters from the opposition goal, and they had the lowest number for passes per defensive action, which measures how many passes the opposition made divided by the number of defensive actions. Let's look at Celtics in possession. One obvious trait of Postecoglou's team in possession is that they use inverted fullbacks. Inverted fullbacks are fullbacks who position themselves towards the middle of the pitch then staying wide, providing a numerical overload and build-up. In addition to providing support and build-up, the inverted fullback works with the winger to open up space to receive and progress the ball down the flanks. Here, the winger drops deep to receive the ball and plays a direct pass to an inverted fullback in the wide open channel. In the final phase, the inverted fullback can either overlap to draw the widemost defender away from the winger, or he can make a quick slashing run infield where the winger will lay the ball for a low cutback to the box. In addition to inverted fullbacks, the center midfielders on either side are required to make similar runs when the inverted fullback stays back and the winger stays wide, similar to how Pep uses his advanced center midfielders in Manchester City. This clip shows some of the positional play concepts, where there are no more than 2 players occupying horizontal and vertical lines, forming triangle passing opportunities as play is progressed up the field. Tottenham fans will see more attempts from the team to play between the lines as shown here. The left center midfielder and striker will execute a counter movement, drawing defenders and opening a progressive pass opportunity to the right half space. Again, a simple triangle is formed between the 3 players to participate in quick passing combinations. Let's look at Postecoglou's side out of possession. Postecoglou's Celtic team are a high pressing team. The striker will initiate the high press and the midfielders will man mark the opposition midfield. In this clip, notice how close the left center midfielder is towards Real Madrid's midfielder Luka Modric, even though Modric is not in the midfield. In addition, you see how the right center midfielder uses his cover shadow to cover Toni Kroos, and the defensive midfielder presses behind him. Postecoglou's side pressed high in order to make the opposition go long and wide instead of progressing play centrally. When the ball is being circulated from the opposite side, the near-sided winger will usually tuck in, but once the ball reaches a player close to the winger, the player will then trigger a press to funnel the play wide to the fullback, preventing central progression. One unique wrinkle in Celtic's press is that the pressing from the wingers is a bit different. They would start wide, but start triggering a press once the ball is played in a zone of proximity. This clip shows how a high press can lead to a high turnover and lead to a goal scoring opportunity. With a brief summary of Postecoglou's tactics in possession and out of possession, let's look at some of the players' goal contribution and creation stats per 90 minutes for last year's Celtic team. As you can see, Maeda, Abada, and Furuhashi are the forwards, and they have a high goal contribution. O'Reilly and Hatate, the two advanced midfielders, do have a high share of assists. The unicorn is Jota, the left winger. He's responsible for providing assists and goals. His roles cannot be understated when we plot chance created dribbles per 90 versus chance created per 90. He is a huge creative output. In addition, Matate, the left center midfielder, is second in terms of chance creation. I think Postecoglou is an interesting and decent hire. A lot of his tactics, especially the role of inverted fullbacks and center midfielders in the final third, are what we have seen with Pep's Man City. But like every manager in the world, he needs a strong recruitment team, and I'm less confident in that department. This Tottenham team is in what I call a tweener position. A lot of their elite players like Harry Kane and Son Heung-min are hitting age 30, and they do not have players in their prime or youth in important positions. But the recent transfer rumors surrounding Jadon Sancho, Eberechi Eze, and James Maddison gives me slight optimism. Postecoglou relies on a creative winger to create chances out wide, but also requires advanced midfielders who can play between the lines. As how the team is constructed, Tottenham does not have the players that can operate within the half spaces, and this must be addressed in order for Postecoglou to achieve his philosophy. It'll be interesting to see how fullbacks like Pedro Porro will adapt to playing like an inverted fullback, that bombs up and down the wide flank. But at the same time, I think Postecoglou might need to adapt his philosophy in his first year to get some results like how Erik ten Hag did with Manchester United. But what are your thoughts on Ange Postecoglou's hiring at Tottenham? Please comment, and thank you for attending this session of Mind Foodie.